You've been lied to. Telling a woman you're beautiful does nothing. Why? Because if she's attractive, she's heard it 1,000 times. And guess what? She forgot every single guy who said it. But what if I told you there's a way to make her actually feel something? A way to make her chase you, replay your words in her head, and crave your attention, even hours after you've talked. Most men play it too safe or try too hard, desperate. But the secret? Forbidden compliments. These aren't your weak, overused pickup lines. They're psychological triggers that make her feel seen, addicted, and desperate for your approval. Stick around because in 60 seconds I'll show you the exact phrases that make women melt. Phrases she's never heard before. Phrases that force her to emotionally invest in you. Don't believe me? Watch what happens when you drop these lines. Her reaction will shock you. Let's dive in. The problem isn't that men don't compliment women. It's that they don't understand how hollow most compliments actually land. Think about it. When was the last time a woman's face lit up because a guy told her she had pretty eyes? If she's even moderately attractive, she's been drowning in generic praise since she was a teenager. You're gorgeous. You're so hot. Has anyone told you how stunning you are? And none of it sticks. Why? Because those words don't make her feel anything deeper than a polite smile. They're forgettable, interchangeable, and worst of all, they put her on autopilot. She'll nod, say thanks, and move on without a second thought. But here's the brutal truth. Attraction isn't built on flattery, it's built on emotion. If you want her to actually feel something when you speak, you have to break the script. Most men don't realize that the second a compliment feels predictable, it becomes noise. She's conditioned to filter it out. But when you say something that catches her off guard, something that makes her pause and think, wait, what does he mean by that? You're no longer just another voice in the crowd. You're the guy who made her pulse jump. That's the difference between a throwaway line and a forbidden compliment. One slides right off her like water off glass. The other, it lingers. It digs under her skin. It makes her replay your words in her head long after you're gone. And that's how you turn a 5-second interaction into an obsession. Because when you make her feel something she can't name, she'll chase that feeling, and by extension, she'll chase you. Forbidden compliments don't just make her smile, they rewire how she sees you entirely. While other men are stuck recycling tired lines about her appearance, you're speaking directly to the part of her that rarely gets touched. Her hidden desires, her secret self. The woman beneath the surface that no one else bothers to notice. This isn't about manipulation, it's about connection so deep it feels dangerous. When you tell her there's something about you I can't figure out, you're not feeding her ego, you're igniting her curiosity. Suddenly she's not just accepting your attention, she's working for it, revealing layers of herself she normally keeps guarded, all because you hinted at seeing something no one else does. That's the power of these phrases. They don't just land, they expand. They create space for mystery, where other compliments suffocate with predictability. She'll find herself thinking about your words at night, turning them over in her mind, not because you praised her, but because you made her question herself in the most thrilling way possible. This is how ordinary interactions transform into electric connections, not by telling her what she already knows, but by showing her what she's been waiting her whole life to hear. That she's more complex, more fascinating than the world has ever let her believe. And when a woman feels that kind of recognition, that's when you stop being just another guy and become the one who actually understands her. The one she can't stop thinking about. The magic of "there's something about you I can't quite figure out" lies in what it doesn't say. You're not handing her another empty compliment to file away with all the others. You're handing her a mystery about herself that only you seem to see. This is psychological jujitsu at its finest. While other men are giving away all their power with obvious flattery, you're creating an irresistible tension that pulls her in. She'll start studying her own behavior, wondering what subtle quality caught your attention, replaying your interactions to decode what you might have noticed. That slight tilt of your head when you say it, the way your eyes linger just a beat too long. These become clues in a game she didn't realize she wanted to play until you invited her. The brilliance is in the space you leave between your words and their meaning. She'll fill that space with her own imagination, her own desires, projecting onto you all the depth she wishes someone would finally recognize. And here's the beautiful paradox. The less you explain, the more she reveals. Each time she tries to solve the puzzle of why you're intrigued, she's actually giving you more pieces of her true self. This isn't about playing hard to get. It's about being the first man who doesn't pretend to have her figured out in 5 minutes. That rare patience, that willingness to let her unfold slowly, that's what makes you unforgettable in a world of men who think they know her before she's even spoken. When you tell a woman, "I feel like there's a side of you most people never get to see," you're not just complimenting her, you're initiating an emotional excavation. This phrase cuts through the performance of daily life and speaks directly to the unexpressed version of herself she keeps protected. Most people interact with her public persona, the polished, socially acceptable facade. But you're hinting at recognition of something wilder, deeper, and more authentic beneath the surface. The power here is in the implication. You're not like other men who settle for the obvious. You're the kind of man who notices what isn't said, who senses the restrained passion in her laugh or the hidden intensity behind her casual remarks. And the moment she believes you might truly see her, the real her that rarely gets airtime, something profound shifts. She'll start unconsciously revealing more, testing boundaries to see if you can handle the parts of herself she normally keeps locked away. This isn't about manipulation, it's about creating the safety and intrigue for her to emerge from behind her defenses. That's when the magic happens, when she begins associating you with the rare freedom of being fully herself. While other men get the highlight reel, you get the raw, unfiltered story, and that kind of emotional access is what transforms casual attraction into something dangerously addictive. She won't just want you, she'll need you, because you've become the mirror that finally reflects back the woman she's always been but never had permission to be. The moment you say, "I can't decide if you're trouble or exactly what I need," you've fundamentally changed the game. This isn't just a clever line, it's an emotional detonation that hand her all the control with obvious admiration. You've created delicious tension by making her wonder where she stands with you. That subtle hesitation in your voice when you say it, that's the sound of a man who isn't easily impressed, who's still evaluating her worth, and suddenly she's the one trying to prove herself. The genius lies in the duality. You're simultaneously acknowledging her magnetic pull while maintaining enough mystery to keep her off balance. She'll oscillate between wanting to lean into the trouble persona to excite you and revealing her nurturing side to show she's exactly what you need. This internal conflict creates an addictive push-pull that most women rarely experience because most men are too busy showering them with predictable praise to create any real tension. Watch how her eyes search yours when you drop this line, how her body language becomes more animated as she tries to resolve the contradiction you've presented. You're not just another admirer now. You're the intriguing puzzle she can't stop trying to solve, and in that moment of delicious uncertainty, you've become the man who doesn't just want her, but makes her want to be wanted by you, which is infinitely more powerful. This is how you transcend the friend zone, the simp zone, all the zones where nice guys get trapped, by making her work for your approval while secretly loving every second of the chase. You've just unlocked the secret language of attraction, the kind that doesn't just make her smile but makes her obsess. These aren't cheap pickup lines or empty flattery. These are psychological triggers that bypass her defenses and speak directly to the part of her that craves real connection. The men who win in love and dating aren't the ones who shower women with hollow praise. They're the rare ones who make women feel something unforgettable. And now, You're one of them. Imagine walking into any room, locking eyes with the woman you want, and knowing exactly what to say to make her pulse race. That's the power you now hold. But here's the catch. This only works if you use it. So today I challenge you, stop blending into the crowd of men who bore her with the same old compliments. Start deploying these forbidden phrases and watch how her entire energy shifts when she's around you. Pay attention to how she leans in closer, laughs a little louder, holds your gaze a little longer. That's the moment you'll know you're different. You're the man who gets it. So what's your next move? Will you let this knowledge collect dust? Or will you step into the world and own it? The choice is yours. But remember, the right words at the right time don't just change the conversation, they change your entire life. Now go out there and make her feel something she'll never forget. Drop a heart in the comments if you're ready to transform your dating life, and hit subscribe, because what you just learned, this is only the beginning.